Hello, replay viewers. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Today is today is June 12th. Did I just say what is today? Today is June 12th. It's our daughter's birthday today. Justice turns 10 today. And yeah, welcome. If you don't know, my name is Brittany J. Jones. I'm a sewing content creator and pattern designer for Know Me Patterns. I can never tell if I should look here at my camera or just look straight on. But welcome everyone. Welcome to another Sew in 30 Live. I'm so excited for today. So today is actually going to be a little bit different. Instead of a Sew in 30, we're just going to do like a sew talk, a sew chat, if you will. And it's going to be all about sewing books. A few books that I have in my sewing library here, and also two new ones that I just got in. I'm excited to share that. So if you have any favorite sewing books, please share them down in the comments. That way, everyone can Google them and see if they are to see if the books are something they want to add to their collection. Hello, Latoya. If you can hear me, please go ahead and press 1. I have my headphones on again today. Hello, everyone. AC Henry. Hello, hello. If you all can hear me, please go ahead and press 1. Brenda Mack. Hello. Awesome. I'm glad you can hear me. Hello, Ernestine. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And again, hello to the replay viewers. I'm going to go ahead and get started. We're here for 30 minutes and I'm not going to waste all time. So, sewing books, sewing books. Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome in. Welcome, welcome. So one of my first sewing books that I purchased when I first was getting into sewing, when I was interested about it. Hello, everyone. I grabbed this one right here, the Big Sewing Book. Do you all have this book, or do you have like a similar version of this book? It's full of basics. So it has basic stitches, the basic tools that you will need to get started sewing. It just has a great breakdown of, again, things that you can go ahead and add to your sewing collection. Hello, Patsy. Different type of scissors and rotary cutters, things like that. Has different notions, so you learn what notions are, especially if you're going to be sewing with patterns, and if you're new, you don't know what notions is. This book kind of explains that here. So it's a fantastic beginner book if you are just getting started. And again, I think the version of this has changed over the years, so it may not even look like this anymore. You have it, Melissa? Awesome. I can't remember if I got it from in a store, if I got it off of Amazon, but this is just one of those, like great beginner books to have because I referenced this many times. Oh, thank you so much. Mo, is it Mo? Babby. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Thank you so much. I appreciate everyone who gets my patterns and supports. Thank you so much. You have this book, Lynette. It's just a great beginner book. So this was the first one that I think I got. Ooh, AC says she has Martha Stewart Encyclopedia of Sewing and Fabric Crafts. Ooh, okay, that's a great one. I might have to look that one up. Thank you for sharing that. Again, if you all have a book that you love, it's one of your go-tos, baby. Okay, okay. So it's Mo Baby. Thank you. Thank you for putting that in there so I know how to pronounce it. Thank you. If any of you all have any books that are like your go-to books that you love to reference, please go ahead and put them in the chat because I love books. I love being able to reference books. And so, yeah, this is a great one. It talks about making a muslin. And then it goes through different techniques. So you have different necklines. I just think it's a fantastic beginner book. Hi, Terry. So it talks about bias bound hems. It covers a lot in this book. So if you have it, I think it is a fantastic beginner book. I have the soft copy. It's just a great beginner book. So this is my first one. I still have it and I love it. So I definitely recommend this if you are new to sewing. And just kind of want to start building up a sewing resource, grab that. Singer Essentials. I am working on the entire. Oh, nice. So you're working on getting the whole Singer library books or their whole books to have your little library at the house. That's a fantastic idea. I have that book. Another one is Reader's Digest of Sewing. Nice. Didn't even know there was a Reader's Digest. So thank you. Listen, I'm going to be going back through the comments to take notes because these are going to be some great books. Okay, coming up next is my absolute favorite book on fitting. I referenced this book so much. I have a tab in here for something. What was I researching? Shoulder problems. Y'all see that? Researching shoulder problems. I love this book. This is Fast Fit, Easy Pattern Alterations for Every Figure by Sandra Betzina. I love this book so much. What I really love and enjoy about it the most is because I'm sorry, it identifies multiple like issues that we all may have, shoulder issues, hip issues, bust issues, back issues, waist like length, like it just covers everything. And then they give you a little picture. Let me find one. Let me find one. Okay, so if you're bow leg, we have a little got this situation here going. It tells you the problem, it tells you the solution, and then it walks you through the adjustment that you need to make on your pants. This is one that I make a lot actually, doing that little slash and spread to the do I do it to the side seam? It depends. If I do it all the way to the side seam, that means I need to do it to the side seam on the other pattern as well. So that's something I do a lot of, especially in my bottom. If I'm making pants, I need a little bit more room. You can do that little slash and spread there and then get right to the edge of the pattern, but don't clip all the way through it. Just kind of create a little hinge and then add some fabric about an inch just for a little bit of extra width. I love that. I love that. Ooh, hold up. We got some recommendations. We got some recommendations here. Oh, you have this book too. It's such a good one. I love this one. I use the Cashmerette books. And I was going to say that because I have a plus size book here, but I definitely think Cashmerette books are obviously more updated than the one I have here. And I bet she covers a plethora. She has more than one, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely, if you are more curvy and you need a little bit of help, maybe in the bust, just full body, I'm sure her book covers more than just bust adjustments. I think Cashmerette books would be the way to go. So again, this is my absolute favorite fit book, just favorite. I absolutely love it. So if you've been having issues with things, maybe you get in some pools or some ripples or things just are not fitting the way you want them to fit. Good morning. Definitely check out this fit book. You can find this on Amazon. It's just fantastic, and I love it. It covers so many fit issues. You can't go wrong with this one, having this in your library. Next up, just like we mentioned, I have this Sewing for Plus Size book here. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't referenced it as much as I've referenced the others, but I have it because there are times when I do need to look at some stuff. Sometimes I'm not falling into the pattern kind of measurements. I need to increase a pattern size. I've had to do that a few times. And so this just is a really great book to have, but I do recommend, if you can't find this one, the Cashmerette books are probably going to be, and I think that'd be a better option anyway, just because they're recent. Like this one was published. Let me find it real quick. Okay, 2002. So it's not that bad, but I definitely think the Cashmerettes are obviously, maybe 2019. She's put out a couple. So if you are curvy and you want to have more help with understanding how to get a better fit with your garments, definitely check out, if you can't find this one, check out Cashmerette. I know she has fantastic books and patterns. I mean, all her resources is really where you should go if you're curvy and you just need a little bit more help. Check out Cashmerette. That's that. Now, moving into linings. Okay, we're going past the beginner, we're going past the fit books, we're going past the curvy books. I reference this Sewing with Lining book a lot. Who has this book? Let me know. If you don't have this one, if you have something similar, let me know. But I have this one. I actually bought this from another sewer. Her name is Victoria Baylor, I believe. I met her years ago, and she was selling some of her, like kind of doing a declutter, destash and stuff. And so I went and bought some things, and I got a lot of books from her. And so this one is Easy Guide to Sewing Linings, which I mean, we all need to know that. And so it covers so many different types of linings, lining with pants, linings with jackets. It shows you how to install things, vest linings. Yes, yes, Victoria with Jim and Jim. Yes, that's exactly who it was. And it's so weird now because thinking about it, I'm like, I don't know if that was that safe for either of us. Like we knew each other through online, but I mean, I was at her house. I was going through all her books and so and stuff. I was like, I don't know if that was that safe, but thank God it worked out for the both of us, and neither one of us were like, secret crazy people. But she had a lot of fantastic books and resources, so I really hit the jackpot with that. But I think this is a fantastic book. I keep saying fantastic. I'm sorry. It's a fantastic book for learning to sew lining. So when you are ready to kind of move up and you want a little bit more information, and I mean, just we all love a good catch stitch and stuff. We love that. I have a question. I have a pattern that calls for 3/4 inch eyelets. Is there anything I could use as an alter? Um, what's the pattern? What's the pattern number? Let me take a look at it, which I don't even have my laptop or computer. Let me grab a laptop and then tell me the pattern number and I can take a look at it. And I can see what other option you got. Okay, while you do that, let's move on. So we've covered beginner books, we covered fit books, my go-to, my favorites. Fit books, plus size, linings. Let's go to something that I think we all need, and that is fabric books. My go-to books to learn. Oh, you said it's an Etsy pattern. It calls for eyelets. I don't know. I think you may have to either that if you don't want to do an eyelet. Wait, that's a big eyelet though. You said 3/4 of an inch because sometimes you're pulling a drawstring or a tie through it. Is that what's happening? Because sometimes with an eyelet, there is a machine stitch that you can kind of create that little circle. But if you don't want to do an eyelet. Um, I kind of have to see the design to see how we can work around it if you don't want to do the eyelet. Soberb. Superb. Superb. Is that the name of the that's the name of the pattern? I'm gonna have to take a look at that. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. So hang tight and I'm gonna see if we can kind of work around that. I have to put eyes on it. I don't want to tell you anything wrong. I got to put eyes on it. But I'll definitely come back to that. I'll definitely come back to that. Okay. Fabric books. These are fabric books that are my go-to, especially this one. It's another Sandra Betzina book. I got both of these off of Amazon. This book is incredible. Okay. If you sew, which I think we all do, you need this book. Here's why. It covers absolutely everything. It has all different types of fabrics in here. This one right here is a double knit, and it's telling you the fabric fact, what it's suitable for, sewing tips, pre-shrinking, laying it out to cut it, marking it, what tools you need to mark it, cutting it, what tools you can use to cut it, interfacing, thread to use, the needle size, the stitch length, the presser foot, how to finish the seams, how to press it, how to top stitch it, any closures, and the hems. I'm not making it up. It covers all of the details. It's just a game changer. Minky. Ugh. I mean, it just goes on and on. Quilted fabrics. Girl, what is that? Silk gazelle? It has everything that you need, all the facts, the details, how to care for it, what tools to use, how to sew it. It's just a fantastic book, and I think it is worth having in your at-home sewing library. Again, this is all new Fabric Savvy, How to Choose and Use Fabrics, a quick guide reference by Sandra Betzina. I love this one. This one right here is Fashion Designer Textiles Directory. I also like this one. This one kind of goes deeper into different fabrics as well. It doesn't give as many tips as that one does. It doesn't give grommets can be used. Grommets can be used. Are you trying to get away from grommets and eyelets? Like, are you thinking more of like a button situation for that pattern that you're making? Interlock. It just gives you fabric details. It gives you the weaknesses, the different types of interlock. So you have cotton interlock, bamboo, rayon, polyester. So again, this one gives a lot of details on different types of so instead of saying interlock, it tells you different types of interlock, which I think is fantastic to know. But this one right here is a must. This one is a nice to have, in my opinion. That's just me. That's just my opinion. So that's about fabrics. Now, friends, if you are, hold on, let me check. Let me check. Yes, that's a fantastic book. I'm trying to find a pattern reference, but I can't find it. I was trying to find a pattern. Oh, she said it's on Etsy. We're gonna find it. Webbing loops, okay. Thank you for that suggestion, Sandra. Webbing loops. Next. So we've covered some beginner patterns, some fit patterns, plus size curvy patterns, lining, fabric. If you want to start taking your sewing to the next level and say you want to begin drafting, what are the names of the books again? Okay, I can start over. The first one here that I referenced, yes, I will put them in the chat. The first one here is Sewing Books, and I'll also put them in the description box as well. That's what I'll do. When the video is over, I'll list everything in the description box. So this one right here is the first book that I ever bought when I first started sewing. I love this one. This is the Sewing Book. There's many different versions of this, but they all pretty much cover the same exact thing. The next one here is Fast Fit by Sandra Betzina. Love this one. Then we have Sewing for Plus Sizes, but I do recommend the Cashmerette patterns. The Cashmerette books. I think those are a little bit more up to date. She may be a little bit more thorough. I do believe her books are thicker than this anyway, so I believe her books have a lot more information in them. But again, if you can't find this one, definitely look for hers. I also have the Easy Guide to Sewing Linings. Again, I will put all of these in the description box. So if you missed them, don't worry. I will add them for us. My all-time favorite. Like, I love this book. Me and this book must never part, period. I love it. This is the Fabric Savvy, how to choose fabrics and use, how to choose and use fabrics. I love that one. And this one right here is a fashion directory, also all about fabric, or fabric directory book. Okay, let's go back up. I want to get the Fast Fit book you speak highly of. I have the Savvy Fabric one. Yes, if you can get this one, I think it's a great book to have, because if you're noticing some issues, you can quickly identify, like if you have some pulling at your shoulder, or you've got some extra fabric here, or if you need to move a dart, you can quickly get to it and like identify the problem and then see how to work it through. And then if that isn't enough, then at least you know the problem, you have a little bit more information on it, and then you can kind of maybe Google a video or something like that. But for those of you that are ready to kind of take your sewing to the next level, maybe you're ready to start drafting your own patterns. Now this one might be a little hard to find. I did find it on Amazon years ago, and it was a little pricey. It was definitely over $100, but this one is more of a college book. So I think a student was probably just selling, their textbook. But this one right here, Pattern Making for Fashion Design. This book has helped me so much, especially when I was teaching. I've made buttonholes in place of grommets and eyelets, particularly when using fleece fabric for the drawstring and the eyelets would not stay in, so the buttonhole instead. Okay, thank you, Laura, for sharing that. That's a great tip and a great suggestion. So you can use buttonholes instead of using the eyelets. So thank you for sharing that. I'm gonna find that pattern. I'm gonna find that pattern and take a look at it. We're all invested. We need to know what you make it so we can figure it out and we can help you. But for those of you that are ready to maybe start designing your own patterns, again, I got this off of Amazon. I'm pretty sure a student was selling this. This book has helped me so much, especially with Sewing Academy, because I'm not much of a pattern drafter, pen to paper. I can do the basic things. I can make a sloper, I can take my measurements and do all of that. But when it's like doing all the fun things, that's not a strength of mine. But this book definitely helped me get better at it. And so I'm just going to show you. It might fall apart because it's old, but so let me see. So it starts like here with the sloper, and then it just goes through how to increase things, how to take a basic sloper, how to turn it into something else, how to take a basic skirt block, how to turn it into something else. I love this book because, again, it just shows you how to take a basic pattern and what you need to do to change it. It walks you through all the steps to modify the pattern to get the design that you're looking for. You take a basic bodice right here. It shows you how to add this little bat wing sleeve there. I love that. Um, Hold up, stay with me, book. Capes and hoods. It goes through everything. It even have children patterns in here as well. Talks about different types of sleeves, how you can make yokes. I love it. I love it. So if you are swimsuits, leotards, and all that stuff. So if you are ready to kind of start making your own patterns, I think this book is fantastic. Again, this one may be a little hard to find because I think hi everyone. I think a student was probably selling this on Amazon. But if you can find this edition or another one, again, this is the fourth edition. There may be another edition out now. But if you want to learn about pattern designing, if you want to start taking your basic slopers and making them into other things, this is a great book. A lot of the courses that I taught in Sword Academy, I had to reference this book because I was like, let me figure this out. Okay, now if you're going to be doing pattern designing, you need to know about grading. This is a fantastic book here. This is grading techniques for fashion design. So if you're going to be selling it, and if you want to, offer your files to other people, and you want to increase the sizes, if you don't just want to sell your block that only you can fit, you want to add sizes to it, you need to know how to grade the pattern. There are grading rules and things like that, and this book just kind of goes through how to do all of that. Now, I haven't dived much into this, but I just know it's a really good book because people that do pattern making has recommended it, and I bought it. Pattern Making for Fashion Design, fifth edition, favorite book of all. You got the fifth edition? Okay, I have the fourth one. This is what I am studying pattern designing and draping. Nice. I actually have a drape book as well. It's actually in my garage. I have two draping books. Those are a little bit more, I won't say complicated, but a little bit more past where I am. First, I want to get this one down completely before I dive into those other ones, but I do have draping books also. But yeah, this grading techniques book for fashion design, Mimi G book, wondering if it's on the list. I have it up here. I have it up here. I actually do. You know what? That is a fantastic, girl, what am I doing? Brittany. Yeah, know what? Shame on me, because this can go into with beginners. So this covers everything you need to learn how to sew, and it has patterns back here. It has patterns back here. I didn't even think about that. Um, so yeah, another fantastic book. And then Mimi walks you through how to adjust the patterns so that you get the different looks. So it's, I think, 7 patterns included, but you can take those 7 patterns and let me see her lookbook. You can take those 7 patterns and create all like over 100 looks, which is insane. Insane. Actually, I think this one, I would get both of these if I was a beginner. But I definitely like this one because if you're a beginner and you catch on fast and you're like ready to start sewing projects, you got the patterns here. It's a win-win, especially if you don't, because that one doesn't have patterns in it. It just kind of walks you through different techniques, different steps, introduces you to a lot of things, which is fantastic to know. But again, if you don't want to just be making aprons and pillows, which I think are the projects in the back of the home accessories in the back of that book, if you're ready to start making garments, what are we talking about? Absolutely. Absolutely. I gifted a book. I gifted a friend this book. I mean, yeah, covers everything you need to know, walks you through how to make the adjustment and the patterns. I love that. I'm gonna put that over here with the beginner. You just purchased it. Nice. Awesome. I'm glad you was able to grab that. So yeah, I'm including that one is on the list as well. So we walk through beginner books, fitting books, curvy plus size, linings, fabrics, pattern making and grading, down to the last 2 books, and I just recently got these. I didn't even know they existed. These were sent to me from Simplicity because I am filming 3 or 4 videos for like a know before you sew type of series, to really kind of capture a new sewer that's really interested and wanting to learn how to sew. I'm going to be breaking things down to make it easy for them, starting with a sewing machine, which didn't even know this book existed. I think it's available on Amazon. I'm not 100% sure because they sent it to me specifically for the video. Do you think we need to learn how to draw patterns? Good question. I think it depends on what your goal is with sewing. If you're just sewing to sew, if you love patterns, commercial patterns, and you're comfortable with that, I want to say comfortable because that is what you enjoy doing, using commercial patterns or using PDF patterns. I think you can just do that. But if you want to know a little bit more on how a pattern is created, if you want to be able to make your own pattern at any given time, let's just say you have an idea in your mind, but you're not really seeing it, can't really mash anything together. You just need to get this idea out of your mind. I think that's a fantastic. It's a great skill to know to be able to make a pattern that you know will fit your body, that you know is your idea, and you can just bring that to life. So I do think it's a great thing to know, but I don't think it's necessary. No, I don't think it's necessary, especially if you're not passionate about it, because it's a lot of numbers, it's a lot of lines, it's a lot of drawing. And if you digitize it, it's so you need to learn Adobe Illustrator, which is another whole, like you're taking it off of table, pen, and paper. Now you're taking it to computer to learn how to do that, which I think Illustrator makes things a little bit easier. I have taken a pattern making class. I have a pattern making course that I haven't finished. Don't judge me. And for me, it's a whole nother level. It's like you know how to sew, but then you take it up a notch. You take it up a notch. So it's another challenge. If you enjoy learning, if you enjoy just knowing knowledge, if you enjoy getting better, learn it. You cannot go wrong with having that information in your back pocket, because if you know how to draft patterns, then that could be another stream of income if that's something that you're interested in, because there are a lot of pattern designers that need help drafting their patterns. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That could be something there. That could be something. But this one right here from Simplicity is how to use a sewing machine. And this one also looks like it's walking through zippers. I haven't went through it yet. Um, don't tell on me, because I was supposed to go through this book a while ago so I could be prepared for the video. I haven't got to it yet, but that's okay. It talks about circular hems, how to sew them. It does have pictures in here, which is always good. We love a nice book with clear photos and pictures to help us. Ooh, different colors too. Okay, I like that. What is that one? Shaped seam. Okay, this is talking about the concave and convex curve, how to trim them, get everything nice, notching, darts, enclosed seams, straight seams, cutting fabric, marking tools, serger, troubleshooting your machine. So this would be a good book, if you can find it. If you can find it. Let me go back up. Hi, Angela. That's okay. You can always watch the replay. No problem at all. Thank you. I was concerned. What video are you doing? It's going to be some videos for simplicity. You know, the same videos that I do where I'm doing sewing standards. It's going to be just some kind of learn to sew videos. So that. I am not a real sewist. I just pretend I am. I'm still very new. I have the most trouble with learning fabrics and when to use specific interfacing. Okay, what is a real sewist? Are you got the sewing machine? You got it on and you sewing? Then you sew it. You ain't pretending you sewing. So Laura, to answer, I think this book would be probably good for you to have because it talks about learning different fabrics. This right here is a crepe de chine, and it talks about the interfacing that you need to use for it. So it really breaks down all different types. This is denim. Talks about denim, talks about the different interfacing, needles, pressing, all the things that would be really helpful and beneficial. So I think this might be a good book for you to maybe look into, kind of browse through it if you get your hands on it before you purchase it. If not, then I definitely think just having it would be great, especially if you have those questions or not sure what fabrics to use, what interfacing to use for those fabrics. I think having this book or any type of fabric book would be really helpful. I definitely think beginners need to have that. And the last one here is the Simplicity, Simply the Best Sewing Book, which I think this one may be another type of, maybe a variation of this one, if I'm not mistaken, which I may be mistaken. I don't know. This one actually has Simplicity branding on it. So it may be a little bit different. It does have some tabs in here, which is really kind of nice. And yeah, it goes through different chapters. Let's see, chapter 1 is the introduction. Okay, wait, that says introduction too. Okay, that's using patterns, a buyer's guide. This looks like some patterns, some adjustments as well in this one. This is adjustments, which is great. This one right here is cutting layout. I love that. So stabilizing knits, the seam lines. Ooh, this right here is the whole serger threading thing. Very nice. So again, and look at this, snap on, hold up. Because if this says anything about an eyelet, we in the game. We're not in the game. It doesn't say anything about it. But again, this is a new book that I just recently got. I'm going to be referencing this as well as this book for some series that Simplicity is going to be sharing soon. You have the paperback of that book. Nice. Nice. I'm really excited to see that a lot of you have the same book. I don't know fabrics, my biggest downfall. Lisa, when I first started sewing, I didn't know anything. What helped me was just walking through the store and kind of feeling different fabrics, and just kind of getting just feeling. I started to feel, once I filled, I started to see what I liked. Once I knew what I liked, then I started to kind of understand what would look good on what kind of garment. And so it does take time, but the more you feel and you understand what you like, and then you start to understand different contents, and then you get a book to really break it down, you're in the game. You are in it. I'm going to scroll all the way back up to see if I can find the pattern. Coastal Romper. We're going to find this. Coastal Romper. Etsy? That might not be it. That might not be it. If you are still on one Sakita, is it Sakita? It's an Etsy pattern. Superb. Is it Superb Company? Okay, hold up. Superb Patterns on here. Okay, we have found it. The Coastal Romper. Very cute. And I'm assuming the eyelet is right here at the top, right? You can definitely put a buttonhole there. You can absolutely put a buttonhole there. If you're just not tuning in, we are helping a supporter figure out what other things she can use for this romper here. I want to see if I can make it big so everyone can see it. Okay, perfect. Here we go. This is the romper, and I'm assuming the eyelets are right up here where the ties come through, right? Am I right? Or do they have them somewhere else? Okay, if this is it, you can absolutely put a buttonhole there. Just sew a buttonhole and you're good to go. Yeah, that is it. If you, it's really cute. Where can we get that and what's the name? So this is an Etsy pattern. This is, hold up, let me go back up. It is from Superb Patterns on Etsy, and it is called the Coastal Romper. And Sakita had a question on what else she could use instead of doing some eyelets, which I'm assuming the pattern calls for eyelets. You can absolutely do buttonholes right there instead of the eyelets. That's an easy fix. Easy fix. Well, that is it, friends. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope that this was helpful. I'll put all these books that I mentioned in the description box. If you all have any questions, you can add them in the comments. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week for another Sewing 30 Live. Blessings, everyone. Bye.